What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new video where we will take a detailed look at the latest reports linking Milos Kerkez, the brilliant left back, to Liverpool, and we will also take an analytical look into his scout report, his detailed stats, what his strengths and weaknesses are and how he could fit into Arne Slot's playing style, because Liverpool have begun talks with Milos Kerkez, and I'm Hungarian just like him. He's a fellow countryman of mine. I've been watching him live at the Puskás Arena playing for Hungary for many years now, so I know a lot about this guy, and I've been following his career since the early days where he was a youth player at AC Milan, where he pretty much started his professional footballing career. So you will get a lot of new information around Milos Kerkez. So this is the video that you need if you want to get to know him. So if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest updates around Milos Kerkez. And Liverpool have made him the club's top target according to reports, and this was corroborated by media in Hungary as well. One of the major broadcasters, M4 Sport, have corroborated this story that Liverpool have indeed begun talks with Milos Kerkez, and one of the biggest priorities for Arne Slot is a left back, because Andy Robertson is like 31 years old. Tsimikas is not viewed as a long-term option for the role because he's also 28-29 years old. So this means that Liverpool have already started very smartly to plan ahead for the future, and they have identified several targets. We were linked with Wolves left back Ryan Ait-Nouri, who is from Algeria as well, but recently Wolves defensively have been pretty terrible, and Ait-Nouri maybe is not the long-term solution that Liverpool are looking for. And it was actually Liverpool's current sporting director, Richard Hughes, who signed Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth, because he was the sporting director of Bournemouth last season, and Milos Kerkez signed for Bournemouth last summer from AZ Alkmaar. Hughes has been reluctant to rate his former club out of respect, but Liverpool have for long held a long-term interest in Kerkez, and Liverpool have had talks with the left back as far back as the summer of 2023. But Kerkez wanted first team football, he wanted to play regularly, so that's why he went to Bournemouth instead, where he would be able to grow and develop his skills. I mean, Kerkez at 22-23 years old really needed playing time, and he has shown everyone why Liverpool and Bournemouth rated him so highly to sign him. Bournemouth signed him in the end, but Kerkez has been absolutely brilliant. He got 2 assists against Man City, which has been the highlight of his season so far, and Kerkez has established himself as one of the best up-and-coming young left backs of the whole league. And this news outlet called Anfield Watch has reported that Liverpool have asked for permission from Bournemouth to start talks with Kerkez. It is understood that Kerkez is content at Bournemouth, but he would be very open to a move away to a top club should the opportunity arise. Man United also wanted to sign him last summer, but they could not afford the £40 million that Bournemouth demanded for Kerkez. So this has worked in Liverpool's favour, because now Liverpool are ready to sweep in and take front seat in the race for Kerkez's signature. And Kerkez would absolutely love to play for Liverpool, because a fellow Hungarian, Szoboszlai, is playing at Liverpool, and they are very good friends. They know each other for many years now through the national team, and they get on very well on and off the pitch, and they are in constant talks, constant discussion. Both Kerkez and Szoboszlai are fluent in German, Hungarian and English, so they are able to converse in all kinds of languages. And Liverpool like to get their transfers early, so the fact that we have moved for Kerkez as early as November is clearly a huge advantage to Liverpool, and hats off to them, because a lot of clubs will be sniffing around Kerkez in the coming weeks and coming months, and Liverpool anticipate Kerkez having a really good breakthrough season at Bournemouth this season. So we want to get this transfer deal done and dusted as early as possible, and the January transfer window is not out of the question as well, depending on what kind of targets Liverpool would go for. And another news outlet is reporting Liverpool open talks to sign Milos Kerkez. He could be the long-term replacement for Andy Robertson, and I think we could keep Robertson around, but one of Robertson or Tsimikas will be sold. It's very tough to say who I would sell, but right now I would sell Tsimikas because yes, he's a good player, but I think maybe he's not on the level of how great Andy Robertson is in form, and Kerkez could be a really good understudy for Robertson. And Bournemouth has started the season brilliantly. They are in 12th place with 15 points, but they have beaten Arsenal and Manchester City at home. And Kerkez was instrumental in both victories, especially against Man City, where he got 2 assists before the 2 Bournemouth goals. And Neil Andrew, another journalist, is reporting that Liverpool are negotiating with Bournemouth defender Milos Kerkez. He's 21 years old, so he's younger than I even anticipated, and according to a report from Hungary, they corroborated this report that Liverpool are indeed in talks with Milos Kerkez. And it looks like Arne Slot has identified the left back position as a position that needs to be strengthening. And the Hungarian outlet M4 Sport is reporting that an agreement is not close, but talks have started. This is definitely one to watch. And look at this. They are already posting, pictures about Milos Kerkez in a Liverpool shirt, and Milos Kerkez actually saw this Instagram story, because you can see that's his official account at the bottom where he is watching this Instagram story, which is pretty funny to me. And there was some controversy around Milos Kerkez in Hungary because he didn't travel to play the Nations League games that Hungary participating in because of an injury. But the controversy is he didn't call up the national team manager Marco Rossi, and Marco Rossi actually scolded Kerkez in a press conference, saying that it looks like his priority is to play the Premier League and not to play for his country, Hungary, and to not play these Nations League games. But Kerkez has been nursing an injury. The Hungarian outlet is reporting that Bournemouth have actually allowed Kerkez to start talks with Liverpool. So it looks like negotiating the transfer fee wouldn't be a problem. And here is the article that you can see that is in Hungarian, but I translated it for you guys, that Milos Kerkez would love to play for Liverpool, and Liverpool and Kerkez have already started preliminary talks. And there was a poll on Twitter, on X, which left back would be the better left back for Liverpool, and this was a Liverpool account posting this poll, and almost 5,600 Liverpool fans voted, and 67% of them voted for Milos Kerkez, who is also 2 years younger than Riyad Ait-Nouri. And Kerkez probably suits the 3-2-5 formation better. When we are in ball possession, that's what Liverpool usually play with, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is basically an attacking fullback in that scenario, and defensively Kerkez is better than Ait-Nouri, and he's also technically pretty efficient as well. And Ait-Nouri had a horrific defensive display against Chelsea, where Wolves conceded 6 goals in one game against Chelsea at home as well. So as you can see, Kerkez was actually born in Serbia, but he was born, I think, in a part of Serbia where it used to be Hungarian territory, and Kerkez, I think one of his parents or one of his grandparents is Hungarian, so he has Hungarian and Serbian citizenship, and he chose the Hungarian national team, which of course was controversial at the time because he could have chosen the Serbia national team as well, but he probably feels Hungarian. And Kerkez has a market value of 20 million euros right now, but that is rising all the time. And here is his transfers so far. So he went to Rapid Wien as a youth team, and then he played for some Hungarian clubs' youth teams as well, and then he went to the AC Milan under-19 team for just 200,000 euros. And then AC Milan sold him for 1.2 million euros to AZ Alkmaar, who just 1 year later, or 1.5 years later, flipped him for a huge profit because he went to Bournemouth for 17.87 million euros. So almost 18 million euros is what Bournemouth paid for Kerkez. So I think they would like to get around 40 million pounds for Kerkez, which is a lot of money for a left back, but I think he's worth it because he has a lot of talent. And he already played 21 times for the Hungary national team, so he is pretty experienced as well. And he's not a small guy, he's 180 centimeters tall. And he started every single game of Bournemouth season in the Premier League. And they are having a great season. They only lost to Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester and Brentford. All the rest of the games they have won a lot, and they also drew their first 2 games. And they drew against Aston Villa as well. And here is his career statistics. What is interesting to me is that Kerkez actually scored quite a lot of goals for AZ Alkmaar. He got 5 goals for them, and he also got a lot of assists as well, 8 assists for AZ Alkmaar. Which shows that going forward, Kerkez can be a brilliant attacking left back. And I have a scout report written by Mark Lamberts here on Kerkez before he moved to the Premier League to Bournemouth. And in this scout report, it's emphasized that Kerkez is a very attacking-minded fullback who played on the left side for AZ Alkmaar. He loves to progress in the wide areas, and he loves to interact with both the winger and the strikers in order to create more goal-scoring threats through his progression on the ball. So Arne Slot knows Kerkez very well because they were in the same league. Arne Slot was working in Feyenoord when Kerkez was a player at AZ Alkmaar. So I'm sure he knows about Kerkez very well. He has a good ball striking ability. He always tries to come in a situation to either provide a key pass or shoot himself. His crosses are of high quality, and that has provided fruit for him as he was often involved in the attacking phase of the game. In terms of defending, he definitely needs to learn more, especially now he went to Bournemouth. That's not one of the dominant teams. He will need to improve in defensive action and defensive cover, but I think he has done that. He has improved tremendously defensively in this 1.5 years. And you can excuse that there are flaws in his game. He's only 21 years old. He's still just at the start of his footballing career. But he has immense potential. And imagine how good Kerkez will become when he's in his prime, when he's 25, 26, 27 years old. That's when the fullbacks are in their prime. Trent is right now in his prime. Robertson was in his prime when he was 27, 28 years old. And as you can see, he actually is ranking pretty high in terms of tackles and defensive duels won playing for AZ Alkmaar. Also aerial duels and aerial duel win percentage is pretty high as well compared to other fullbacks in the Eredivisie. He was pretty high in these metrics. In terms of crosses, he was in the top 10%. In terms of successful dribble percentage, he was in the top 4% of fullbacks in the whole league. And in terms of fouls drawn, he was in the top 13%, which is really, really nice. In terms of shot blocks and interceptions, he was ranking very low. So that's where he will probably needs to improve. And yeah, I think he improved in the Premier League. I couldn't get his statistics for the Premier League because the site that I get these stats off was down when I looked up his Premier League statistics. There was a server error, so I apologize for that. But maybe if I make another video on Kerkez, hopefully the site will work then, so I can show you his Premier League statistics, how these rank among his peers in his position. So as you can see, Kerkez scores high in successful dribbles, touches in the box, aerial wins, non-penalty goals and expected goals. This gives an indication that Kerkez is a very attacking-minded left-back, or was a very attacking-minded left-back at AZ Alkmaar, and that his key qualities lie in that area. The modern fullback isn't only concerned with defending and producing defensive actions, he also needs to be comfortable on the ball and progress play from it. And you can see above the progressive metrics of progressive passes per 90 minutes and progressive runs per 90 minutes. And Kerkez does pretty well. He ranks above average in terms of progressive runs per 90 minutes. And he ranks a little bit below average on progressive passes below 90 minutes. And again, this is for AZ Alkmaar. as you can see. So overall, I think we can safely say that Kerkez is a very talented, very young, just 21 years old left back. So I think he has a very bright future ahead of him. And I think it depends on the price, but for 35-40 million, I think he would be a great buy from Liverpool's point of view. And we definitely need a lot younger, more energetic left back, because Robertson, sometimes he lacks that energy that he used to have to go for 90 minutes. And yes, Tsimikas is a good player, but he is quite inconsistent sometimes, let me say it like that. Tsimikas so far has been even better than Robertson. So that's why it's really tough to say who should Liverpool sell if we buy Kerkez, because I don't think Liverpool will keep 3 left backs around. So one of them will be sold. Let me know, who would you sell if you were in charge of Liverpool, Robertson or Tsimikas? I'm still leaning over Tsimikas because Robertson has been pretty great for Liverpool, but maybe Tsimikas has a good 4 years in him and Robertson maybe 1 or 2 at the top level, and then we will start declining. You could argue maybe Robertson already started declining, to be fair. So leave your thoughts down below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.